Welcome to the Activated Storytellers 22nd podcast, November 16th, 2006.
This week's story is Mulan, a story from China.
Hi, I'm Dennis.
And I'm Kimberly.
And I'm Zephyr.
And together we are
the Activated Storytellers. This week, we're coming to you from the San Francisco Bay Area, where we have been for the last couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks, something like that.
Which is a really long time for us to be in a place. A really, really, really long time.
Yes, it is. I almost can feel the grass growing under my feet here.
But we've been able to meet up with some old friends. In fact, Kimberly met up with a couple of her old high school friends, and we went to a show at her old high school.
Yes, I actually got to go back to my high school, see a show, and see the director who is still directing there. She directed me and my friends in our high school debut. And
Zephyr is still intermittently helping to take apart the haunted house that he worked in for Halloween.
Yeah, it's been a little gray and rainy, so there hasn't been a lot going on these past couple of days, but we're getting it taken down slowly.
We also had a chance to go to a lecture by a group known as the Roadtrip Nation. They have a website, roadtripnation.com, and it's a very interesting program that they have developed for college students. Gives them a chance to team up, and about 3 of them take off on the road in an RV for 6 weeks.
6 weeks. Whoa, what a long time.
Yeah, we have a few things we could teach them, but very interesting program, and I feel like the students really learned a lot from it. Their objective is to go out on the road, and they interview people from all walks of life as they are traveling across the country. So they get a chance to meet people and interview them. They are actually filming a special, and it's going to be on PBS. I think it is up now. Then they'll have another season next September, November on PBS.
Yes, and these students learned a great deal. It was a very motivational, inspirational type of experience to be able to interview these different entrepreneurs and successful people, and it was inspiring for us to hear some of the stories.
They met a coach who has coached Olympic runners, and she herself has lost the ability to use her legs, but they talked about how inspiring she was. They have interviewed disc jockeys, social leaders of all types, producers of reality shows.
They also interviewed the CEO of Starbucks and a lot of people of similar stature in the business world. And these people would come aboard their RV and sit down and talk to them and autograph the ceiling for them. They had a collection of autographs on their RV ceiling.
Now, we met 3 of the people who have been out on the road. And each year, this organization, roadtripnation.com, is sending out about 3-4 different groups from different universities across the country, from Canada and from Europe. And they come to America, they drive across the country, and are doing this program. So we got to meet 3 of the crew of the green RV. Look for them on the road. They've got this very distinguished green RV traveling across the country.
It's almost as hard to miss as ours.
The message that they kept getting from these business leaders over and over and over again was, do what you love. Don't worry about the money, do what you love. And that was a very refreshing message to hear when kids mostly hear, go get the degree and go get a job and work and save your money and invest and so on, so you'll have a financial future. Instead, they were being told, follow your dream, do what you love.
Yes, very interesting to hear these people who have become successful, people, and not necessarily financially successful, but just people who are very happy with their lives. And their advice is, find your own road.
Actually, an astonishing majority of them do become financially successful as well. In fact, one person they interviewed said, just do what you love and the money will follow.
Yeah, now and to begin this tour, they have to do a whole bunch of cold calls to arrange their interviews. Their advice that they got out of that was, don't think that anyone is inaccessible. They actually came one step away from meeting with President Clinton. Our crew was Kasura, Cairo, and Abel, and there are actually 3 African-American students, and they're out of San Jose. The documentary will be airing on PBS in September 2007.
And these were young adults who had never been on the road before, and it was kind of entertaining to hear about some of their stories. Their RV had no functioning shower in it, so they had to make do with what they could with baby wipes and that kind of thing. They didn't get showers very often on the road. And the man, the one man in the group, had his bed break through, the plywood on his bed, and he tried to patch it up with duct tape. It was funny.
They show video of that. It was really hilarious.
So these crews of students who are going on the road, they should talk to us first. We can give them some pointers. Now, one thing they mentioned, that this crew mentioned, was going to New Orleans. And they were kind of distressed to see that it hasn't recovered much, really, from the disaster that struck over a year ago. And I think that's really inexcusable, that more progress has not been made. And they were also a bit upset to see tour groups being conducted so that tourists could see these people in their misery, and people were profiting off of that. That was really bad.
A lot of people who go to New Orleans are under the impression that New Orleans actually is back up and running because the French Quarter, where all the businesses are, all the restaurants and whatnot, the famous beignets, they're all up and running. That part of it is up and running, but the rest of the city is still really got hit pretty hard.
Yeah, and they were so touched by, the fact that these people still need help that they volunteered for Habitat for Humanity and helped build houses while they were in the area. Now, at roadtripnation.com, there are these programs where you can apply by video. They tell you how to do that, and it's in February. You apply if you're a college student and get a chance to do a documentary for PBS. There are about 3 or 4 groups that they send out on that program. Then there are also grants for 100 people. If you're interested in touring the nation and seeing what you could learn, you might want to go to roadtripnation.com and see if you can apply for a grant if you're a college student.
I wish they'd had this kind of program when I was in college.
Yeah.
And now, let us get on to this week's story, which is also about following your own road.
This week's story is Mulan.
Long ago in China, there was a teenage girl named Mulan who lived with her parents who were poor, and she spent a great deal of time working at the loom, sewing and weaving with the other women.
Oh, what a silly, moody teen. Hey, Mulan, better get to work.
Hey, Mulan, what do you think you are, a queen or something?
Hey, haven't you heard our country's under attack? And the governor's messengers are on their way to get more men to fight the war.
The governor sent messengers around to draft a man from each household to be a soldier in the army.
Where's the soldier from your households?
Oh, sir, there's no soldiers here. Why, no brothers, no cousins, no uncles, just my father and my mother and myself and...
Your father. Very well, then, your father must go.
My father? No, you don't understand. Why, my father, he's very sick and he can hardly see and...
No excuses. It may not be right, but it's still the law.
Oh, no.
Mulan, dear, who was that at the door?
Oh, Father, are you feeling well?
Well, I'm just fine. Thank you. I think I need a nap.
Oh, here, Father, let me help you.
I don't know what I would do without you.
Oh, Father.
Now, Mulan knew that her father would never be able to ride into battle. So, since her family had to provide one soldier for the war, she decided it was up to her. Late one night,
I'll leave him this note.
She cut her hair, and disguised as a man, she rode down to the river where the army was waiting.
Left, right, left. Come on, everybody. Put those knees up in the air. Left, right, left. Oh, that's just great. Everybody march. Left, right, left.
Hey, who's this young whippersnapper here? What a runt. You think he can do 10 push-ups, soldier?
Yes, sir.
Well, let's see you try it. Go on.
1, 2, 3, 4...
Why, you do push-ups like a girl.
I'll show them.
And show them she did. Over a period of time, she got stronger and stronger. She got to be the best archer in the entire company. And then, when they rode out into battle...
That's it. Fight. Oh, boy, what a great job you're doing out there. Yeah, fight. You're really getting him. Oh, boy.
She actually saved the lives of several soldiers one day. So she was made a captain and put in charge.
Attention!
All right, Captain. The troops are assembled. Which way do we go?
Forward march!
You heard him, men. Straight toward the enemy. Let's go. And under Mulan's leadership, the army defeated the enemy and saved the country. Hooray for Mu, the biggest, bravest man of all.
You heard it. Hooray for Mu. Everybody cheer. Everybody. That's it. Do the wave.
News of Mulan's bravery in battle spread to the emperor. And...
The famous soldier Mu. I've heard much about you.
Why, thank you, sire.
No, thank you. I want to thank you for your service in the war. Do I really have to give people things, Smithers?
Yes, sir.
I see. Well then, I just wanted to thank you for your service, and wonder if there was anything you would like to give me. I mean, that I could give you.
Well, if you don't mind, I would like a few camels so that I could go back home and visit my parents.
What are you, some kind of leech?
Emperor, sir.
Oh, yes. Of course you may. You may have anything you desire. Yes. Excellent.
Thank you, sir.
So with a few other soldiers attending her, still disguised as a man, Mulan headed back home.
Oh, look, here come the soldiers. Oh, look at the captain.
All right, look at that captain. He looks so good, everybody. Everybody cheer. Come on, that's it, everybody. Everybody do the wave. Oh, boy, I'm feeling so good today.
Why, the captain, he looks like that girl that used to work here.
She didn't have a brother, did she?
I don't think so. I wonder.
Soon she went to her father's house.
Yes. What can I do for you, young man?
Father, it's me, Mulan.
Lon?
Look, Father, I won awards for bravery in the war.
Ah.
Oh, Father.
Yes, her father fainted, but he was doing much better. Removing her man's disguise and putting on her silks and bows, she went back outside to where her soldiers were still waiting. Whoa, look at this young lady. Bow, you idiot. Bow.
All right.
Young lady.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, why, thank you.
No problem. No, nothing at all, really. No problem, yes.
Attention!
What? That sounds like our captain.
Where's that coming from?
Where is he? Somebody's
Oh,
ventriloquist.
boys.
It's her. It's him. It's him. It's her.
What?
It's her.
What?
Uh-huh.
Why, our captain is a she.
Well, that's awkward.
It's true.
The story of Mulan from China. The original version of the Song of Mulan ends with the line about the male rabbit and the female rabbit both run through the bushes, and you can't tell by looking which is which. So the point is that even though Mulan was a girl, she fought just as valiantly and just as well as the men.
Definitely someone who chose their own path.
It may be a true story. We don't really know. It was written 1,500 years ago, written as a poem. And Mulan, by the way, means literally wood flower, but it's the name that the Chinese gave to the magnolia, what we call the magnolia.
Yes, contrary to popular belief, this poem has been around much, much longer than the Disney movie adaptation of it. We, in fact, do this story live sometimes, but when we do it, we actually sing all the way through the story. It's a full 15 minutes, and every line is sung.
So Dennis wrote the music for our stage version of it, and we treat it like an opera, mini opera.
And some of that music is what you hear playing in the background.
This brings up the point, you may have one more chance to see Mulan because we are closing the show that we are doing soon, because we have another couple of shows opening up, which we're rehearsing now.
Right. This story is part of the show Daring to Dream, and it will be closing December 22nd. December 20th is our final public show, and that's going to be in Palo Alto, California, at the library. That's December 20th at the Palo Alto Library. You can check our website for details. Our new shows will be a collection of Shakespeare scenes, Shakespeare Shazam, and a new collection of multicultural folk tales, and those will be both be opening in January. And we've been hearing from our listeners. We'd encourage you to come give us some feedback online at our website. You'll find it through activated-storytellers.com or activated.libsyn, libsyn.com. Leave us your comments. One we've gotten is from a teacher who is teaching students with disabilities. And I like this idea. She says, I am now able to have my students listen to these wonderful activated stories as part of our classroom activities. What a great idea. Use the stories in the classroom. And at one of our shows last week, we had a young visitor come up to us after the show, a 3-year-old, Logan, and he says that he listens to our audio tape out of the bag every night. He was so cute.
That's about it for this week.
We'll see you next week.
Until then.
The Activated Storytellers perform at schools and libraries nationwide. On stage, we use American Sign Language, physical comedy, imaginative props, and a giant, oversized book to bring the stories to life. For booking information, check our website at www.activated-storytellers.com. activated-storytellers.com, where you can also find out when the Activated Storytellers will be performing near you, read a story, or order one of our audio CDs. Until next time.